Okay. So I took care of that little issue there. Here's what the article says. It says that Lori Beth Bowman Stein says the lack of social connection fuels hopelessness. Well, that's what we want to do. We want to keep people far away, especially you ratty sex offenders. We want to keep you far away from the church and from God, because that way then we'll be safer. We're going to be safer because we're going to keep all those pesky offenders, keep them far away from the church. Yeah, let's keep them far away, and then they're going to get desperate, and they're not going to act out or anything. We're going to be safe. We're going to be safe in our little cloistered world here. That's not the purpose of the church. The church is not to be a cloistered little world where we can keep everybody safe. Oh my God, the monsters are coming, the zombies, the apocalypse. I mean, just stop. Just stop. Just stop. Calm. There's a phrase in America, with the young people, calm the blank down. I mean, really, this article says exactly what I've been saying. People need to be in church. People need to be. We got to find a way. Find a way. I want to swear. It makes me so angry that the Church of Christ is acting so stupidly in the name of lawsuits, in the name of safety, in the name of And then Anthony Kennedy, the Supreme Court Justice, just retired. To the moon, Anthony, to the moon. Going back to the honeymooners, if you haven't seen that expression, look up Jackie Gleason and the honeymooners. You'll hear that. I mean, because at the end he always goes, "Baby, you're the greatest," and he never did anything too crazy. I mean, so. It says we don't share our hopes or joys in the same way. We aren't as available to one another physically and emotionally as we need to be. I mean, they say, you can watch church online. You can listen to Tara, sing worship online. Brian Houston, he has a service online. That ain't going to do it. Sitting alone in the dark and the cold, watching a video. That ain't church, brother. That ain't church, sister. No. You've got to be connected. For me, my place is to say hi to everybody, to welcome them, and to know that we are one family. And if your church isn't safe, it's not because there's bad people that are around. That's not the reason your church isn't safe. Your parents aren't watching your parents aren't watching their kids right. They're putting them in strollers. They're sending them off. Everybody is safe. My kids have been perfectly safe. I kept them in my arms. I never put them in a stroller. I never forgot them in the car. I mean, Robert, Micah, and Amy Grace are just as happy as can be. Bethany Rosie is just the sweetest little girl in the whole wide world. My kids are awesome. And I definitely have locks. I definitely have boundaries. I definitely kept an eye on things. And when they were in activities with groups of parents, 2 or 3 parents. They were never, I hear all these stories about how they're let's send our children off to spend the night with Michael Jackson. I mean, let's let R. Kelly pick up our kids. I mean, that just never happened. The closest thing to being alone was all the years that I taught school. But what I do is I open my front door. I purposely put door stops on my doors. I kept my doors open. I kept my windows open. This is before Michael Jackson. This is before R. Kelly. This is before. I just had this intuitive sense of I guess I didn't always have that intuitive sense, but I heard enough stories, and so just be transparent. Have your doors open. It's a Sunday school group. There shouldn't be any random adults of anyone, male, female, whoever, just wandering into the Sunday school area. That shouldn't happen. I mean, you have a security procedure, and you follow it, and that's it. You just follow your security procedure. Let's continue to see what she says. She says, when people feel a lack of belonging, he says, they seek meaning in other places. That can lead them to withdrawal into addiction. The report emphasizes what should be done differently. Oh, God. We got to be together. We got to be in a fellowship. We got to be a family. I go to the Elks Club Lodge on Tuesday night. I have my dinner. Thursday's the buffet. Friday, I got Red Cross. I got the Friday Lunch Club after that. I've got people I'm talking to. I'm calling people. I'm writing to people. Yeah, I've gotten hopeless sometimes, but right now I'm just crying for all the people that are just hopeless because nobody will have them. And the church says, get out, get out, get out of here right now. Go, 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 run. Don't you come back here no more. Get out of here. What is with that? That's ridiculous. That's outrageous. Jesus Christ died on the cross. He bled and he died and he sacrificed his life. And we're just saying, get out of here. Get out. Remember the disciples? The disciples, they told their little children, get out of here. You're bothering Jesus. And Jesus straightened them out. Toot sweet. No. Anybody who makes a child stumble is going to be, you might as well put a millstone, a really heavy stone around your neck and just, he was the first one to commit suicide. He was like, we're talking about suicide. You might as well commit suicide yourself if you're going to do that to children. And what do you think adults are? What are adults? Adults are big kids. We're all God's kids. So for somebody to say, there might be a lawsuit. There might be a lawsuit. We could be sued. You know what? Stop it. Just stop it. No one's going to sue you because you have people in church. You could pick anybody out. Look, there's old Grandpa. Grandpa did something. You could make a lawsuit out of anything. 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 There's men that are in the restroom. Oh, I got a string on my face. There's men that are in the restroom. Do you just send your boys and girls in there? Any boy or girl could say, I saw somebody's stuff. And, and they're standing at the urinal. Yeah, you could see somebody's stuff. Does that mean that everybody that goes to the restroom should all be sex offenders? Well, technically, yes. That's exactly right, Mr. Well, they should all be behind the screens. They should all be in the. Well, and then you go back there, and then I heard he was breathing funny. I think he was doing something. Well, then you're a sex offender. I mean, the only safe bathrooms are the ones that are individual, locked door. You're the only one there. That way then, whether you're running around, tooting your horn and doing things that are crazy, you're by yourself and there's a locked door and you're not inviting anybody in and, there's no little, the cracks between the doors, the stalls. You're not underneath or above, or you're in a locked room. So that's a safe way to do it. That's the best way. And apparently that's what we have to do. Let's continue on. We are a society that criticizes, oh my God. Don't you dare write me and tell me I'm overly emotional. I did that assessment about a year ago. And I could not stop crying. I couldn't stop sobbing. These tears are tears of empathy. Empathy. Why don't you try it? Why don't you try on empathy? Why don't you try to just put yourself in my shoes? You want to live in a car? You want to live in a little tiny box here for 2 years? And you put yourself in your car. Live in your car for a couple of years. And then tell me, get out of here. Get out of the church. Go ahead. You try it after a couple of years. You tell me what you think, Mr. Hotshot, Mr. Bigwig, Mr. I'm in my 29th floor of the condo. Oh, I'm in my fancy smancy. I have my resorts and my motorcycles and all my stuff. Go ahead, tell me all about all your fancy life. When you live in a car for a couple of years, then guess what? Then you won't be like this. We are a society that criticizes and lacks compassion, integrity, and empathy. I work daily with individuals who each have their own demons. Everybody has demons. What is the whole point of Jesus coming to this earth? Because for God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever Not you. No. You. You're nice. You look okay. No, not absolutely not you. No. Whosoever. Whosoever. Not picking and choosing. Oh, your sin's okay. Your sin's okay. And that's a little quiet. What do you think? Should I in? Oh, no. We're not here to make decisions like that. No. Everybody gets in. Everybody gets in. And if you're gonna have all the drunks sit in the front row, then have them sit in the front row. Have all the drunks sit in the front row. Make a section. You sit in the front row, drunks. And if you're worried about your kids at church, then keep an eye on them. Keep an eye on them. And teach them to get angry. Teach them to fight back. Teach them to not go. And then also educate yourself. Statistics show it's not going to be some stranger. It's not frightening and high, like Anthony Kennedy said. It's not frightening and high. The chance of your kid getting attacked at some church event is minus. The chance of your kid, getting attacked, just walking around, is, you know how many people there are? Have you been on the freeway lately? There are millions of people on the freeway. I'm taking side streets now. I'm on Arrow Highway, on Bonita, I'm on Grand Avenue, I'm out here in the country. I take side streets because the freeways are too busy. You know how many? There's millions and millions and millions and millions of people here. Guess what? How many stories does Channel 4 come up with? Well, let's see. Yeah, there was a story, and you have a hard time thinking of it. You know why? That's because it's so random. It's like lightning. You're more likely to get struck by lightning. You're more likely to win the lotto. It's not going to happen. A few of these stories, like John Walsh and Megan, and a few of these little things happen. And yes, they're not good. And Law and Order seems to be, they seem to be coming up with stories, but it's so, now they're just writing stories up because there's not enough stories. They used to have real stories. So, McDonald's father took his own life after a diagnosis of Lewy body dementia and Parkinson's. So I remember a story that I think this is from Pastor Smith. Now it's been so long since they let me go to City Church. I don't even. What's his name? Judah Smith. I swear that I believe this is true. Judah Smith's dad was going to commit suicide. No. If it wasn't Judah Smith's dad, it was Chelsea, her dad. But some dad in the family was going to commit suicide. They're done. They went to church. At least they got into church. They didn't send them to get out. They wouldn't even, And the man said, if God, if you don't come through, then I'm committing suicide. Well, they had the worship, they had the praise, they had the offering, they had the sermon, they had the invitation, they had the extras. It was all over. Good night. Lights out. Let's go. Bye-bye. The guy thought, that's it. I'm going to commit suicide. I'm going to kill myself. But then all of a sudden, hi. Hello, sir. Hi, my name is John. What's your name? And a man came up to him. And remember, this guy was in the back of the church. He was not trying to just, And they went up, and he introduced himself, and they talked. That man saved his life that night because he was there, being social, being in the group. So let me just tell you, folks, that let's change this world, shall we? It takes you and it takes me. Get a hold of your legislators. Tell them to stop this insanity. Stop doing the ex post facto technique. Stop punishing people who've already been punished. If someone went to jail for a misdemeanor and they did their time and they paid their fines and they did their classes, goodbye. It's over. Let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Stop punishing people endlessly. And why is the church involved in this? Ooh, we're so scared. Oh my God. Look, if someone committed murder or got a ticket or had a problem, maybe this is our policy. Anybody who's actively paying for a crime should not come to church. Anybody who's actively committed a crime, if you get a parking ticket, don't you come to this church no more till you pay your ticket. Do you have any tickets that are outstanding? Don't come here. Don't you get in this church. Well, Bob, that's silly. That's just silly. A parking ticket. Well, why not? They're a criminal. They broke the law. Who knows what they're going to do next? Oh my God. Oh my God. No. That would at least be reasonable. I paid my ticket. Here's my receipt. Oh, you can come on in. You know, if you want to do works, let's do works. You know, if someone did fraud, they robbed some money, you know, why should they be in the church? They might take all the money. You know, until you pay for your fraud, your Madoff character, you're not coming to church no more. God doesn't want you. You want to do that right on the living? This makes no sense. No sense. No sense at all. I'm so irritated. I want to go home. My church is my home. I want to greet people. I want people to know the good news of Christ. And they're perverting the good news of Christ. The church is perverting the good news of Christ. It's saying that no. Remember Jurassic Park? What happened to that guy that set that up? His glasses, and he got eaten up. I was like, yeah, baby, get him. Everyone was cheering. Like, yeah, that guy got his druthers. Do you really want to be part of the church where you are the person who is Do you want to be part of that church? You want to be the board member? You want to be the lawyer that kicks people out? You know, and then Christ comes back as a lion. Jesus is not just a lamb. He's a lion. You want to face the Lion of Judah? You want to face God Almighty? And you want to see all the millions of people that you killed, that you murdered by your disallowance of their presence in the church of Christ? I don't think so. Certainly I don't. So I'm fighting. When I stand before God, God's going to say, Robert, you fought. You did your best. You put out videos. You spoke to people. You were an advocate. You talked. You weren't just trying for yourself. You were trying for others. And I'm telling you, if I got a chance to talk to Brian Houston, the senior pastor of Hillsong, I would tell him, I'd say, Brian, yes, we absolutely want to keep the church safe. Yes, absolutely want to be appropriate. Yes, we need to be as wise as a serpent. Yes, I agree with all that. And yet, is this the policy that's really keeping people safe? Someone convicted of a non-contact misdemeanor is not allowed to go to a church? Someone who has never had any contact, and the federal government, the government of the United States has dismissed the case already. The debt was paid a decade ago, and we're still not good enough. I mean, Brian, is that really the position of the church? Well, you see, the fact is you got this registration, and that's, well, look at it. Let's look at that. That is ex post facto. And I've never missed. I've always done my job. Yes, sir. I have it on my calendar. I can say I'm going in. I'm doing my job. I'm not out of compliance with anything. So, all right, well, I got to get going. I got a big day ahead. I love you. God bless you. I'll talk to you soon. And remember, you want to call me? You want to argue with me? Let's have a talk. 213-713-8954. 8954-Greeny, ATT.net. On the Twitter, Mr. Bob8954. And yes, this is Bob's Daily Devo, where I am fighting and I'm mad as, and I'm not going to take it. I'm not going to keep taking this. It's ridiculous. And when I read this article that got me started today about the suicides and the deaths, that's on the church. That's on the church. That's on the lawyers. That's on the pastors. That's on the board members. That's on all the little, oh, well, Hitler told us to send them to the gas chambers. No. You don't do stuff because Hitler and the SS and Grauman and Raman and whoever it was told you to do it. If people tell you to do evil, you don't do evil. You don't participate in evil because somebody upstairs said it. You question and you use your common sense. Common sense. Common sense. You say, that's not right. That's not right. We shouldn't just be locking up all the Japanese. We shouldn't be telling all the black people they can't eat here. We can't just be telling people, oh, it's equal, it's separate but equal. No, it's not. It's not. Let's wake up. I'm praying that Pastor Sam at Hillsong, that he was talking about how he stands up for women's rights and all that. That's great. God bless America. That's wonderful. Azusa Street proved that. They were very good about blacks, whites, women, men, children. Everybody was equal. Well, let's see the church step forward then and allow for people, all people, safe people who have shown themselves to be safe. And if you have any questions, then just have a special section up in the front of the church and say, okay, these people that we have kind of some questions about, we're going to put them in the front row and we're going to let them come and go from the front. If you want to, just find a way, make it happen. All right. Love you. Bye.